Do you feel like creating gaming content and putting all your energy into growing your personal brands on YouTube, Twitch, or Instagram, or whichever platform you like is something you'd like to do all day, every day, and see how far you can go, but your parents don't support you doing this? Yo, Miss Toimup, my name is Reijo, and in my last video, I talked about what to do if you don't believe that you can make it as a gaming content creator. But in this video, I'm gonna tell you the exact method to make your parents support you and believe in your gaming and content creation goals. To really understand why our parents don't support us in the first place, I'm gonna explain exactly why this happens, and I'm gonna share with you my personal experience with this as well. And as a bonus, I'm also gonna give a really easy method to people whose parents are not open-minded at all and insist that their children should pursue a safe career path. So let me know down in the comments if and how you've been dealing with this so far. As always, I read every comment. When I was a kid, I definitely had to deal with this myself as well. I know for sure that both of my parents are watching this video, so hey. This video doesn't mean that you did anything wrong, and I'll explain it later. Now, before we go into the how, we need to understand the why. Why our parents often don't support us in our dreams and goals. Is it because they are bad parents? Well, probably not. And obviously the reason your family doesn't support you is not because they don't love you. In reality, it's actually the exact opposite. They love you so much that they don't want you to take any unnecessary risks. They don't want you to fail. They love you and they want the best for you. And oftentimes what is unknown for them is often not the best. Therefore, they need to protect you from it. So basically their idea for best for you means that anything they can't really comprehend or understand is really risky and should be avoided at all costs. No matter how old you are right now, while you were growing up or you were just a baby or maybe you weren't even born yet, the gaming industry was nowhere near where it is now. And therefore everything gaming related was really underground. People outside of gaming never talked about it because nobody knew even it was a thing. Only we did. The people who were in it, the people who were the gamers back then, we knew what it was, but no one else had any idea that you could make money from it. You could make it your career. So, for example, for our parents, gaming was just something that you could do in your free time to pass time or whatever, and that's it. So in their world, when you talked about having a gaming career, they probably thought you were delusional, and they were probably right. They were right in their own sense because they had no idea gaming was gonna pop off like it did. So already here you can see that it's really important for us gamers to understand that the reason our parents often don't support us in our gaming careers or content creation careers is because they don't even know that it's possible to have a career in the gaming industry. Makes sense, right? Also, on a side note here, please leave a like for the YouTube algorithm. Because there are many gamers like us whose parents don't support them and they really need to see this video. So there's really one easy way to fix this issue, but I really gotta tell you before that it only works if your parents are somewhat open-minded already and they're willing to listen to you. But don't worry, later in the video I'm also gonna tell you a solution if your parents are not willing to change their minds at all. But one really obvious solution that you may already seen is that we need to start educating them on the gaming industry. So the next time you're talking to your parents, leave some subtle hints about other successful people in the gaming industry, in your niche maybe. So if you play CSGO, talk about a successful CSGO player who's living in your country. That way your parents can relate to it more because it's nearby. It tells them that it's possible in this country you live in. Talk about a successful streamer or a YouTuber who's making content about gaming and is really successful and making a living from it. Overall, just talk about people who are already doing what you want to do. Doesn't matter if you want to do content on YouTube or Twitch, and understand that this process will probably take a really long time because every once in a while you need to educate them with little hints of possibilities in the gaming world, and over time they will start seeing that it's actually possible and they will start believing it in you as well. So since 2017, when a CSGO professional from Estonia, Rops, started playing in mouse sports and started being really successful, I always told my mom about him. I always talked about how he was doing all these great things, and I told her about all his achievements, his tournament winnings, etc. And even though I knew she didn't really care, I knew that it was a necessary step, because every time I talked about it, she saw how excited I was, and therefore she started changing her mind that maybe this is a thing, because he's seen that in my country there's a dude who's doing the exact same thing I wanted to do. I don't want to become a professional CSGO player anymore, by the way, but I did back then. And so when in 2018 I told her that, Mom, I am full aware of all the risks, but I do want to pursue a career in gaming. She had really no issues with that, because first of all, she already knew that it was possible. I was telling her all about it all the time. And second of all, she saw how excited I was about it. And even though I did not become like Robs, I did not become a pro gamer, and I don't want to, but what I did is that I did start my own personal brand, and now here we are. So in short, make sure that you educate your parents about the gaming industry, be patient, and you'll see that over time they will start supporting you more and more. So if you're now one of those people thinking that there's no way my parents are willing to listen to me like this, then do not worry, I do have one more trick up my sleeve. So if you have parents that are not open to changing their minds at all, and they insist that you pursue a safe career path, they don't like you playing video games, they don't want you to waste time creating content about gaming, then the best and the only thing you can do is listen, smile, agree, and then go do it anyway. Do not argue with them, do not try to change their minds, just listen, smile, agree, and then go and do it anyway. You don't need to teach them, you don't need to educate them, you don't need to try and convince them, because it's gonna be a waste of time. They won't listen. So this can mean that you need to find ways to make it work, to try and build your personal brand while your parents, you don't bother your parents. In other words, you have to work in the shadows. This is something that you need to figure out yourself, because it's really personal for each person. Maybe you just need to get a part-time job to keep your parents happy while you're doing this. Maybe you need to get better grades in school, because then your parents will be happy and they don't care so much about what you do in your free time. Whatever it is, just make sure that your parents are happy at all times, and you should have no problems with it. But remember this is really important. Do not hate your parents, do not blame your parents, do not judge your parents because they're not open-minded. As I explained earlier in this video, the only reason they do this is because they do love you, they want to protect you. So remember that and appreciate your parents for trying their best to give you what they think is best for you. There's one thing I can promise though, once they start seeing results from your efforts, once they start seeing that you really can build your own personal brand, maybe you get your first few subscribers on Twitch, maybe you get your YouTube channel monetized, then they will start seeing your success and they will 100% start supporting you more and more over time as you grow your personal brand. And at some point they will literally become your biggest fans, and when that happens, it's pretty awesome. That's it. If you want to learn more about gaming content creation and you want to grow your YouTube channel or your Twitch channel, Instagram, whatever, then make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell as well. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. GG.